to California. Today, you'll be watching video and slides from San Diego. California's unemployment rate currently stands at 12.4%. The issues affecting the state are the same as last year. Too many bills and not enough money. Let's get right down to the drama. On Thursday, Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger ordered most state workers' paychecks slashed to the federal minimum wage of $7.25 per hour. Exempted were more than 37 state workers who recently reached tentative contract agreements with the administration after being offered immunity from such wage cuts in exchange for changes to their pension plan and contribution rates to that plan. Those changes will end up saving the state of California money in the long run. The governor has taken this action because yet again the state budget is now overdue by 2 weeks, and California is heading back to their old gimmick of issuing IOUs in order to keep their lights on. It should be noted that every time they play this game, it further weakens investor confidence in their state's ability to repay, which means in the future, when they take on new debt, the interest rates are higher, and that will end up costing the people of California more money. Their main problem is the same philosophical one that's affecting our country on a national level. The Democrats in California desperately want to maintain services by raising taxes, and the Republicans want to cut services and not raise taxes. I'm going to weigh in here on the side of the Republicans and have to agree with them. California already has high taxes on everything. In this economy, if they keep taxing people, it will just drive them out of the state or cause them to stop spending altogether. It's unfortunate that services will be cut for people, but California is responsible for what's going to happen. Did you know they have the highest number of illegal immigrants in the entire country, weighing in at almost 2.5 million? When you do the math on the cost to educate an anchor baby or a child in the state illegally for K-12 education, and then add in the medical costs, the cost for food stamps, and other forms of welfare, the toll is staggering. It's not that I hate illegal immigrants, but you must remember they have multiple children, more so than the general American population, and the vast majority of them do not make enough in wages to contribute their fair share for the costs of the social services provided to them. I'm not sure what's going to help California. Immigration control, most likely, but I think at some point they're going to need a completely new round of political leaders. Have you ever heard the saying, save a nickel to spend a dollar? Well, while I was in San Diego, I noticed some very shocking signs of just how bad things have become. San Diego is the tourist hotspot for Southern California. Who hasn't been there, right? Well, you'd think they'd keep it up. Nope. The streets were looking run down. The stores were boarded up looking run down. I noticed places along the boardwalk that had been closed for months. It was obvious to see that even the type of people who lived there had changed. The last time I was on the boardwalk, the streets were full of BMWs, Audis, and there was a Lexus, I swear, in every other garage. Now the roads had older model cars, and I even saw several that had broken down. While there, I witnessed no less than 2 speed traps, and this was just while I walked along the boardwalk. And it seemed to me as if the cops were pulling over the well-to-do cars. I even heard, in a passing conversation, a man complaining about how he'd been ticketed for window tint that was too dark. I suspect California is looking for any excuse to ticket someone in order to raise revenues. Some smaller signs of change that I noticed were that young, attractive women were working everywhere. In the past, you might have walked into a restaurant and been served by a waiter, but men were nowhere to be seen. This is a common occurrence in second and third world countries, as it's known that attractive, young, female workers bring in more in terms of sales. Walking along the boardwalk, I couldn't help but notice that the million-dollar homes were all being serviced by illegal immigrants. They weren't just doing garden work, but construction as well. And these were the homes of people who can afford to pay a living wage to workers. Ironic, isn't it? One thing I do find to be humorous about California are its college students. I've never seen a more entitled group of youth in my life. I suppose it's because most of these children have come from upper income homes, where they were raised with a spoon in their mouth and never had to put on their own pants by themselves in the morning. They grew up in a sort of fantasy land. But I must say, I look forward to the day when the students from the universities of California are forced to confront the fact that life can be cold, hard, and unfair. And make no mistake, that day is coming. People forget that whatever happens in California will happen in the rest of the country. It's our nation's largest state economy. And if California were a separate country, it would be the world's 8th largest economy. It's also our most populous state, with 36 million people residing there. California is drowning because of illegal immigration, political gridlock, outsized housing prices, high taxes, and too much debt. I think when you put all of the pieces of the picture together, we can see that this will not end well. And if it does not end well for California, it will not end well for the rest of our country. Enjoy the rest of your day, and have a pleasant summer. Thank you for watching.